All right, this is a quick little explanation on doing suspenders. So you've got a pair of pants, and you've got the waistline. So here's the thing. It depends on the size. So if these are the pants we usually get, they'll do them in small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL, 3XL, and then I think 4XL. They don't, basically, for the pants, instead of doing a small and medium, they do a size that is small / medium and so forth. But anyways, I think for the small medium, it's like a 4-inch. And I'll get to this, what this means here in a second. Then I think this is a 5. I think this is a 6, 7, roughly. And what that means is the person's actual waistline, because these are sauna suit pants, so the waistline is up pretty high. Their belly button is like here, and normally a person's going to probably measure their waist kind of to their belly button. So sometimes we'll go ahead and get a measurement. If you were building a suit for a person, then what we would do is say, hey, measure from your waistline up to your shoulder and give us that measurement. And they might come back with, I just did mine, it was 21 inches. So what you want to do is you don't want to go 21 inches with your suspenders, because you're going to be attaching right here. And this right here, from here to here, is going to be 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, or 7 inches, depending on the pant size. So with this, if you're doing a size that's a large, extra large, then you're probably going to want to reduce this number by 5. So that is going to be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yep. Double check myself. So 16 inches from here to there. But keep one thing in mind, that you want to have about an inch, maybe, to glue. So, or ½ inch, maybe it's ½ inch. So maybe you'd make it 16.5 and have a ½ inch, depending on what you want to do. It could be 16 or it could be 17, depending if you want a ½ inch to an inch of vertical glue here. But of course, this is going to be about 3 inches wide. So you got this suspender that's three inches wide, and if we make this an inch of glue, then we want 17. But you want to double this because it needs to go up and over, right? And then you also want to have a 1-inch glue on that side. So then what we want to do is we want to say, okay, well, if it's 17 to the top, then we'll just say 2 times 17 is going to give us 34. So if you wanted to use one continuous piece, we would make this one continuous piece 34 inches long by 3 inches. So this is one giant long suspender. So it'll glue with an inch here, and it'll glue with an inch here. So you're going to do 2 of them. You'll attach the second one here. Now, what I'll typically do as far as spacing of these things, I'll usually find this center seam on the pants, and then I will usually kind of look at it and figure out what the best distance is. But generally, I come over about 2 inches, maybe 2 to 3 inches from the center seam to the edge of the suspender. And then same thing, I would measure this way, 2 or 3 inches and attach here. And what I do for the glue is I start gluing just below the elastic. So basically you'll actually glue on top of where you have the reinforcement strip. And then, this is going to come over like this, attached to the backside. So this is actually attaching on the inside. I didn't draw that very well. Not on the outside of the pants where your valve is, but on the back side. So your suspenders, I guess if you look at this in reality, you got this, and your suspenders would actually just come up like this. You wouldn't actually see where they attach because they're attached on the inside, and then they would come back down. Then I guess you could kind of see where they're attached as we're looking at this in sort of 3D on that side. So that's kind of how you calculate it. It depends on the size. If in doubt, it's probably the large, extra large. That's what we would go for. If it's not built for somebody specifically, it's probably a large, extra large. And usually use a thicker material so it doesn't stretch as much, because as long as this is, if you use a thin material like what the pants are typically made out of, it may stretch quite a bit, and then it might not be as snug, because the idea is as the pants inflate, they're going to push away from the crotch, and the suspenders are trying to keep them up. So if these stretch too much, it'll let the pants drop down a little bit too much. So I think that's pretty much it. If you need to, you can use shorter pieces and just, do an overlap seam to connect them together. See if there's anything else I'm missing here. We went over how to glue them. Cutting them's fairly easy. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll take a sheet of material and then I'll lay painter's tape side by side 3 times. And that'll give you because painter's tape is usually about a 1 inch, so this will give you a 3 inch, and that'll give you a guide for cutting it.